Right now, I'm in a national park where drones are banned. So how am I getting this shot? Actually, just kidding, I'm not in a national park, this is my backyard. But if I was in a national park, how would I get a shot like this where you can't fly a drone? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Enter the Insta360 X5. Now, Insta360 did send me this camera, but it's not sponsored by them. They just sent it to me and told me to make a cool video with it with no further guidelines. Now, if you aren't familiar with 360 cameras, they basically have one lens on either side of the camera and then take the video from each of those cameras and stitch it together into one seamless 360-degree video. And this lets you do a couple of cool things. First of all, you can shoot without worrying about framing and then point the camera in whatever direction you want in post. And second, because of the gap between the cameras, when you put it on a selfie stick, the selfie stick magically disappears so you can get a shot like this. We're out here filming an Insta360 video. Now, there are a ton of different accessories that you can use with the X5. First of all, you've just got a regular selfie stick like this that you can use to get selfie stick shots, not that far away from the camera, but they give a nice third-person view of whatever you're doing. The Insta360 also has this massive 10-foot-long boom pole. I'm probably going to have to back up to get the whole thing in the frame. As you can see, it is absolutely huge, and it lets you get almost drone-like shots from a lot further away, from a lot higher up than you could with the regular selfie stick. This is what lets you get those drone-like shots without a drone, where drones are banned, or anywhere else that it's just not practical to bring a drone. Yeah, super long selfie stick. All the way over there, I'm all the way back here. Yeah, pretty fun. And then there's also this bullet time selfie stick. It can function just as a regular selfie stick. Screw it onto the camera and extend it out, but then you can actually unscrew the handle right here and pull it apart. And then you can set it to different degrees of tilt, and then you can spin it around you and put it in bullet time mode, and it will shoot slow motion video in an orbit around you. So let's go try it out. So I'm going to switch the camera over here into bullet time mode. I'm gonna flip the camera around here, start recording, and let's see what we can do. Let's see what this looks like. You can also mount it to a bike. Insta360 has a nice bike mounting kit, actually several ones for different bikes. I ended up having to jerry-rig this a little bit because it's not a standard mountain bike, and so it didn't have quite the same mounting points as you would on a regular mountain bike, but nonetheless was able to get it set up quite nicely. And you just stick a selfie stick on the mountain bike with a bit of mounting hardware, and you can mount it out here on the front or on the back, and there you go. You've got a third-person view of riding your bike. And of course, there are a ton of other accessories. These are just the ones that Insta360 sent me. You can mount it to just about anything that you want to. It has 1/4-inch thread on the bottom, so you can mount it to any regular photography accessories, or you can get a 1/4-inch to GoPro adapter and mount it on any kind of GoPro accessories you already have. My camera is slowly panning over that direction. But anyway, lots of mounting options, lots of cool ways you can film with this. You can attach it with a selfie stick and get a third-person view of just about anything. And I've also just stuck the 10-foot pole out the window of a car while I was driving. Obviously, don't do this on main roads. This was on a gravel back road in the middle of nowhere, but you can even just get some cool shots that way. And you can also just stick it on the 10-foot pole and walk or drive or whatever with it. And instead of pointing the camera back at yourself, point it out at the landscape and get a kind of drone-like shot, albeit from only 10 or so feet up. But at least that option is there when you can't fly with a drone. So that was a bit of what you can do shooting videos with the X5. Now I want to show you you a bit of what you can do here in Post. This is the Insta360 app where you can open the files, edit them, and then export them as regular video files to import into whatever editing software you use. And there's a ton of cool stuff you can do here. As you can see here, you can just pan all around the shot. You can zoom in and zoom out depending on how wide or narrow of a shot you want. As you can see, if you zoom all the way out, you kind of get this little planet effect, which looks kind of cool. But one of my favorite features is that you can just click on this button here for deep track and select the subject in the shot and click on start tracking, and it will just automatically track where it is in the frame, keep it centered up. So whatever you've been doing, walking around, moving the camera around, you will stay centered in the frame, and it just saves a lot of time so you don't have to manually keyframe your shots. Which, speaking of keyframing, you can also just go through here and set keyframes. Like, let's say I want the camera to be here, and then as I walk, by the time I get over here, I want it to pan up to the landscape like this. I can just set another keyframe here, and then if we go back here and play through this, you can see that it just pans from me up to the landscape. And so that basically just lets you create panning and tilting motions in Post with the 360 camera footage. And there's also some other cool effects that you can do here. For example, you can turn on motion ND, and this creates actually a really good, fairly natural looking motion blur effect. I was actually surprised how good it looks. That just makes your footage look more natural and more smooth without having to put an ND filter on the camera when you're actually shooting. Another cool thing that you can do here is you can add a keyframe, and you can switch it from the regular mega view to the tiny planet mode, and then you basically just have a tiny planet with everything going by on the top, which I found to be pretty cool. You can of course pan things all over the place. You can also create this crystal ball effect if that's your thing, and again pan around through that. Just a ton of cool stuff you can do here. You can also use time shift to speed your footage up. Here, let's say I want it to play back here at 6 times speed. As you can see, it will speed the footage up and create a kind of hyperlapse like effect. Just some super cool unique effects that you can create here within the Insta360 app. And by the way guys, if you want to get one of these Insta360 gizmos, I will put a link down in the description where you can get one. Now, looking at some more of the specs and features of this Insta360, it is rated as 8K, but obviously the sensor isn't super huge, so the image quality is actually pretty good. For a 360 camera, it's great, and even for an action camera, it's really good. It's obviously not going to be matching like a mirrorless camera, or if you're trying to replicate drone shots with it, a high-end drone with a large sensor. But then again, it's not trying to replace any of those. It is a 360 camera to do 360 camera things, and it does a great job of doing 360 camera things that you can't really do with any other camera. Now, one of my favorite things about the Insta360 X5 is just how easy it is to use. You can basically just set it and forget it with this camera, just have it there filming things, and then worry about all the details of reframing and all that stuff later, which is super nice. One area where I found I really love it is for behind the scenes stuff, where I can't be having my full attention on filming things. I need to be flying my drone or doing whatever I'm doing, and because the Insta360 is filming in all directions, I can trust that it is doing a good job capturing things, and I'll have good shots that I can reframe and use later. Another feature that I was pleasantly surprised to find on the Insta360 is log. Log is basically a super flat color profile that is great for color grading, and so I was really happy to see the Insta360 actually put that feature in the X5. Now, after testing it out, I've actually found that for most things I use a 360 camera for. The built-in HDR mode plus setting it to the flat color profile works great. Insta360 has done a really good job of creating a high dynamic range normal color profile mode that has quite nice colors that you can then work off of, and so I find that that actually works better than log most of the time. Another thing that surprised me about this camera is how good the built-in audio is. We're out here filming an Insta360 video.
We'll get foggy.
It is.
I mean, it's at in a
nice
hurry.
sunrise, and yeah, I was like... Now, normally to get good audio, you need to have a mic clipped right onto your shirt or right up here above me, as close to the subject as you can be. Otherwise, you typically aren't going to get very good audio. And so I didn't really expect much out of the built-in mics on the Insta360, especially because once you extend the camera out, it's a long ways out here and not very close to where you are talking. But I was actually surprised how good the audio out of this is. Obviously, it's not a replacement for a clip-on lav mic that is going to be better audio, but Insta360 has definitely done some good work with the audio and the mics on here. I think there's also some fancy processing that goes on in here, but the audio out of this is better than I expected, and in certain situations for certain content, you could definitely get away with just using the mic in here without any external mic. Another feature that is absolutely fantastic is that you can manually set your exposure settings. Sometimes you don't want the exposure to change during a shot as you move through light and dark environments, and so it is fantastic that there is the option to manually lock the exposure. Now, I found that most of the time the auto exposure does a really good job of balancing everything in the scene, but it's great to have the option of manual exposure for when it's needed. Another feature that I think is a first on the X5 is replaceable lenses. One thing about 360 cameras is that the lenses are sticking out from the body of the camera, so they're very easy to get scratched or damaged if you drop the camera or bang it against something as you are filming, which, especially when you're filming action and things like that, is very easy to happen. So on the X5, you can actually replace the lenses fairly easy. Insta360 actually sent me a couple of these lens replacement kits. It has a replacement lens and all the tools that you need to do it, and I think they're like 25 or 30 bucks each. Quite cheap. I haven't had to use it yet, but that is a fantastic feature. Another great thing about the X5 is that it is waterproof up to 49 feet under the water, so you can get shots under the water. You can use this in environments where there's a lot of water, even where you might be worried that a drone is going to get too wet and get damaged. With the X5, you don't have to worry about that at all. It is going to be just fine no matter how wet you get it. So with all of that said, will the Insta360 X5 replace a drone? Well, the answer to that is yes, and also no. It's not really a full replacement for a drone. It's a different tool that has a different place and does a slightly different job. But if you, for example, can't fly a drone because they're banned, or because you're in a very wet environment, or for some other reason you just can't bring and fly a drone, the Insta360 X5 is a great tool for that job. Now, of course, because it is a 360 camera, it does have certain limitations, and you can sometimes get that kind of fisheye 360 camera look. But if I have a choice between not getting a shot and getting a shot with a bit of a fisheye look, I will go for the fisheye look all day long, every day. And for filming certain things like behind the scenes or action sports where you can't really fly a drone and do what you're doing, the Insta360 is also amazing because you don't have to put any effort into running it, into thinking about what you're doing. You can just hold it or attach it to yourself and it will film everything automatically. And so for that, it is great as well. In general, I'm not a huge action camera guy. I don't use GoPros or equivalents a whole lot just because they have lower quality than my mirrorless cameras, and I just don't find all that much use for them. But I've actually found myself using the Insta360 X5 quite a bit just because it is so nice to be able to just pop it up somewhere, let it film, and then sort things out in post. So again, big thanks to Insta360 for sending one of these out. If you're filming stuff where 360 camera is the right tool for the job, I definitely would recommend the X5. Again, link in the description where you can check it out. And as always, if you want to learn how to get better drone shots, make sure to check out my completely free 45-minute drone filmmaking training where I share my top 10 secrets to getting professional cinematic drone shots. Link to that is down in the description. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to see more videos just like this.